Hurrah, hurrah. I would like to share my own personal experiences on changing your mindset on dealing with hardship, whether it be a loss of a friendship, relationship, loss of job, opportunities, whatever it is, life always throws something new at you. And I'd like to share my own insight on it. I personally recently have been going through substantial different losses, a loss of a 3-year relationship, good job opportunities, and a whole bunch of things like that. I want to clarify that the most important thing that you can do is to talk to yourself in a good light. And it's extremely basic and naive, but it's extremely crucial. I've learned throughout my own experiences that you yourself will be your biggest doubter. And with that self doubt, you'll set yourself back so bad. It's very important that you learn how to, I guess, find a way to speak to yourself in a positive way. And I know it sounds extremely redundant, but it's true. Everything is really based on how you perceive things. I'll give you a perfect example. Going back to what I was just speaking about, I've recently just went through a significant loss in my life. I lost a 3-year relationship with a girl I loved extremely deeply in a terrible way. But these are things that give you a beautiful opportunity to find a new definition for yourself. Find a proper way to, I guess, signify what you are to yourself and what you mean to others, and how you could benefit the people you care about and I guess the world around you. The biggest act any human could do is inspire. Besides that, just show love and have proper gratuity. Um, from my own personal experience, I have dealt with a significant form of betrayal. And instead of divulging in a form of self hatred, which I have, I won't deny it, I've also learned how to embrace myself and how to find comfort within myself, how to find a proper form of expressing how I feel without being self destructive towards myself. Like I said in the beginning, you have to be almost your biggest motivator. And I know all of this sounds extremely just like, who cares? It doesn't really matter. Like, everything's so grim and everything. But the whole point is with any situation that you choose to deal with, or that you are dealing with currently, there's always a different side to it, a flip to it, if you would like to put it in that way. And that flip is essentially just your mindset, yourself, really. It's yourself. That's the most important thing is yourself. The person you are. In my situation, I was in this relationship, and we're gonna call this character S. I was in this relationship with S, and I've grown extremely attached to this person. Not in an unhealthy form. I just have a very significant form of showing my affection and love. And throughout the courses of the years, obviously with time, things changed a lot. We went through a lot of different situations, and I've dealt with a brand new situation I've never been dealt with before, and that's like, I guess, the ultimate form of betrayal from anybody I've ever faced in my entire life. And I would go to the ends of the earth for this girl. I mean, at the time I was working as an electrician. I was making, I don't want to say crazy money. I was making a little decent bread, but it was enough to, set myself up in a certain type of way and everything. But I would just pour every amount of everything, emotional, financially, like everything you could think of, I poured it into her and into the relationship. And the truth is, it's because I lacked a large amount of self-love for myself. I didn't really care about myself at all. This relationship filled in a lot of holes for me. And in a way, it was an excuse to not pursue who I'm supposed to be. Not pursuing the person that I want to become, just setting aside everything because and, in my own chud mind, I was just thinking, well, fuck it. This is easy to do and it doesn't really matter. I don't have to think about it. I can have leisureless sex and feel good and bubbly when I'm with this person and everything. But no matter what, life will have deterrents for you because you can never rely on comfortability. My experience recently, on her birthday, we went on a birthday trip. I took this girl to New Orleans. This is a place she's always wanted to go to. Now, S has a best friend, a male best friend. Big red flag, by the way, for any man out there. And we're gonna characterize this person with the letter M. So, M was her best friend. And a month prior to this birthday trip, it was M's birthday. Now, my ex is a very, I guess, kind and friendly person. So, S went and got him a nice little gift. It was like a record or something, a record player, something around those lines. And essentially, they went to the beach later at night, and he made an advancement on her. He tried to kiss while he was intoxicated. According to her, nothing happened, but regardless, it doesn't really matter now. It's been about 2 months or something like that. Since the trip has been, I think, 4 or 5. Regardless, that, as a man, or even just as a human being, anybody would feel just extremely uncomfortable with that. Now, S begged me, be- quite literally begged me to remain friends with M. And this comes into picture. The whole reason I'm diverging into this is because of the lack of self that I had for myself. I didn't have any self integrity, self love, or self care for myself. I didn't take myself serious. So I allowed this to keep happening. I allowed her to keep coming to me crying that please, like I need to still be in contact with this person and everything. Regardless, I ended up biting the bullet, and so I'll get into it furthermore. What ended up happening was when we did go on this birthday trip, it was a week-long trip from Saturday till Saturday. So on Monday, something I vividly remember, we were sitting down in this Airbnb. The trip was really good. I won't deny it. New Orleans is a beautiful place. Amazing energy, amazing food. I would really recommend it, honestly. It has a specific vibe, but if you're from the city, you'll love it. She admitted to me I guess the true reason why she chose to have separation from M was because of her garnering feelings towards him. So obviously, like any regular person, I just went into pure shock and I just fucking went onto the rooftop and started bawling my eyes out to my sister. But I still didn't learn my lesson there. This is the whole point of it. Life will find a way to deter you from that form of comfortability. And it took me a long time for that to happen. It honestly wasn't even my choice. Life just completely swept it under me. I was like, all right, you're being too much of a chud. We gotta fix things. So I, instead of, standing my own ground and having respect for myself, I decided, well, we're in a completely different state, and it's her birthday week. Her birthday's coming up the next day, and I want her to have a genuinely special time. I want her to have a memorable moment, a beautiful trip. So I just pushed my feelings aside, and I did everything I could for the remainder of the trip to make sure that she had an amazing experience. I went and bought her a big old red velvet cake, flowers, X, Y, and Z. We went out to town. We had an amazing time. We had these like charred oysters. Oh, goodness, best thing I've ever had in my entire life. Besides the point, we get back and same thing kept happening. She would start seeing M in secrecy and making excuses and just starting to become extremely disrespectful. I mean, verbally, like it was honestly like appalling how disrespectful this person has gone. But things ended up ending because I kind of started getting serious about myself. It was a weird switch. I don't know what it was really, but I started deciding that essentially I can't this comfort that I'm living in, this situation I'm going through, it's just eating me up too much. And I don't have any blame on her, realistically. Regardless how I got done ridiculously stank. It was terrible. But I don't hold any remorse or any hatred towards her. You'll be surprised after the things that I tell you. Um, we ended up breaking up at like May 17th or something like that. It was basically was just going on and off for like 2 weeks, just arguing. And the main thing that gave me the strength to move forward was faith in God. Now with everybody has different beliefs. You don't have to falter into God for this. You could just genuinely have enough respect for yourself to understand, like, yo, this is not what I need in my life. But I was a very weak person. I had complete disregard for my own being. I was probably in the worst shape physically, financially, mentally, everything you can think of. And we broke up. And I dealt with this terribly. Not in the form of actions. If anything, my actions were amazing. I never actually performed as well as I have been now. But emotionally, mentally, I felt like everything I cared about, everything that had like meaning to me just kind of dissipated into thin air. And throughout the course of the week, um, everything that I feared, every superstition that I guess I had, I guess internal, like the internal me that was screaming throughout and at the top of my lungs, like, yo, what are you doing? Just came to fruition. Within a week, he was over at her house till like 12, like till midnight. Understand this is a girl that she goes to sleep very early. She has a very plain schedule. So for that to be, you could put one and two together. And that like broke me completely because, you love somebody so much that you just put yourself so under. You don't really have a foundation to stand on anymore until you decide to build a foundation. Now, the whole point of me prolonging this story is that it took such a heavy amount of disrespect, such a heavy burden onto myself mentally and emotionally for me to actually make a change for myself, for me to start taking myself serious, for me to understand that the only person that I have to prove and please is myself. And the only person I have to show my worth to is myself, not this person, not anybody. You are your biggest supporter. You are supposed to be the person that you impress every single day. I started picking up very good habits. I used to smoke a whole bunch of weed. Like, it was terrible. And I just flushed away all of these habits. Now, regardless, you don't need to go through a hard experiences to let go of these habits. I could tell you personally, no matter what anybody tells you, any type of drug or anything, it's just gonna hold you back. It's not worth doing. It's not worth spending your money on, and it's not worth your time either. There's a lot more things that you could do with your own free time to accelerate whatever progression that you do want in life, whether it be personal growth, uh, spiritual growth, mental maturity, emotional maturity, anything. There's always room for improvement for anybody. And it took such a heavy loss for me to start actually putting action behind these things, which is pretty ridiculous to be honest with you. But it's what it took, me being completely honest with you. And it was the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. Such an immense loss to me. I mean, I love this girl, like more than life itself. I loved her completely. I feel like a lot of people go through these type of things. But, you could apply this same metric to anything in life, whether it be a loss of a very good job, lost love, maybe you let your body go, whatever it is, self-doubt will destroy a lot more futures than any type of failure will. And it's like I said again, you have to be your biggest motivator and supporter. You can't find reliance in substances. You can't find the reliance in people as substances because in a way that's what I was doing. I had this person in my life that brought me this immense form of comfort that I just kind of subsided everything else. I didn't really care about anything else. I was just like, well, whatever. I'm in a good relationship with this pretty girl and I feel good. I'm young and X, Y, and Z. You just can't coast. We all live one singular life, and you have to live it exactly how you want to live it. I believe that everybody has the ability to become or grow into anybody or anything they want to, genuinely. The only limitation you have is your own self belief and self doubt, both. Interesting enough. It's a synergy. You have to believe in yourself before anybody else believes in you, truthfully. You have to have that confidence to say, you know what, I'm done with the same regular things that I do every day. I want to be better and I want to grow as an individual. And from whether it takes a hard experience, maybe just a late night thought, maybe an inspirational video, maybe even just a little quote that you might see on social media or whatever little brain rotted app. Those things will enable, maybe everybody's different. Maybe it'll spark something in you to actually, start conveying a difference in your life. But the sooner the better, because nothing is guaranteed. Tomorrow will never be promised. The only thing we have is the present. You should be worried about the future, but not to the extent where you just start destroying your present. From, at least from my own personal experience, from this hardship, I I've gained a lot from myself. I've started understanding who I am as an individual. I started taking my health very serious. I've never been in such a good physical shape in my life. And I still have an extremely long way to go. I mean, I'm in a good place, but I have bigger goals and aspirations for myself than just where I'm at right now, which goes back to it. Self-belief. Don't limit yourself to your own self-beliefs because you genuinely can be anything you choose to be. You could achieve anything possible. If you want to start a multi-billion dollar company, you can. Nobody could stop you from doing it besides yourself. Everybody runs into different situations where maybe you're not able to completely divulge on what you want to right now, but there will always be a time and place for you to start taking steps towards what you want. Just understand the best time to start is always going to be now, not later. You don't have to go through hardships like I do. You don't have to go through difficulties or anything like that to be in a position where you say, okay, this is enough. I have to start taking myself serious. You could start now just off of simplicity that you want to start learning how to love yourself. It's very important that you take that in. I think that's what really differentiates you from just going from a chud to a Chad. It's really just you. It's very important that no matter what society norms throw at you, no matter what people think is cool or what people think is like lame, whatever, it doesn't matter. All that matters is what you think. It's not to sound completely arrogant or selfish. Not at all. I believe humility is an extreme feature of strength, and it's a lot easier to be prideful. I like to say showing pride is kind of like being a glass cannon. You could throw a rock at it and it'll shatter, but having humility is shaping you like a stone rock, like obsidian. It's something that can't be broken. You don't have to prove anything to anybody but yourself. And that's very important. You always have to take self note of the things that you think about and do. Your own thoughts will inevitably create your reality. If you speak very negative about yourself, that's what you will have. But regardless, the main thing I want you to take from this, anybody watching this, is believe in yourself. Have full confidence in yourself. That's the most important thing. It doesn't matter where you are in life right now at this very moment. Believe in yourself, and you could accomplish anything you set your mind to. It doesn't matter about today or yesterday or what happened a week ago. Just start. Whatever it is, just start. Doesn't matter what anybody thinks or thinks about you. Just start. You won't never regret it.
Your friends, I'll tell you your future. Your joy ain't like you're a loser. As a young kid, I ride on a scooter. I'm the source, I'm the man, I'm the rooter. Now we got four more, couldn't drop sooner. So show me your friends, I'll tell you your future.